What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, drop a like, and make sure to share this video with your people, because today we're talking about a story that has set South Africa's streets on fire. It's the kind of headline that stirs fear, fuels outrage, and raises the temperature in a nation already divided. Four illegal Zimbabwean nationals have just been arrested for allegedly hijacking a South African man at gunpoint and demanding money in a violent and terrifying ordeal. The nation is talking, and we've got all the details. The scene unfolded in broad daylight. A South African man, going about his day like any other, was ambushed and surrounded by four men armed with pistols. They didn't waste time. This wasn't a random mugging. It was swift, calculated, and brutal. They dragged him from his vehicle, guns aimed, threatening to end his life if he didn't cooperate. Panic set in. These weren't just thieves, they were desperate men with no fear of consequence. They forced him to transfer money while holding him hostage, their accents, according to reports, unmistakably Zimbabwean. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. The victim survived. He lived to tell the tale. And thanks to quick police work and the eyes of the community, these four suspects were tracked down and apprehended. All four are confirmed to be in the country illegally. No papers. No documentation. Just weapons, stolen goods, and the audacity to commit violent crimes in a country that's already battling a wave of lawlessness. The arrest triggered a social media firestorm. South Africans from every corner of the country took to Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok with one question: how many more are out there? How many criminals from beyond the border are living in our streets, hiding in plain sight, and preying on innocent people? For many, this wasn't just a crime story, it was a symbol. A flashpoint. Proof, in their eyes, that illegal immigration isn't just a paperwork issue, it's a threat to life and safety. Communities that were already frustrated with high crime rates, unemployment, and poor service delivery exploded with anger. And movements like Operation Dugula seized on the moment, pointing to this case as justification for their anti-immigrant campaigns. But let's dig deeper. Because while the facts of this case are chilling, and the arrests are indeed a relief, the broader picture is more complicated. Yes, these men committed a violent crime and they must face the full force of the law. No excuses. But not every foreign national is a criminal. Not every undocumented person is here to steal or kill. That distinction often gets lost when emotions run high. And right now, emotions in South Africa are boiling over. The reality is that South Africa has become a magnet for desperate migrants, especially from Zimbabwe, where political turmoil, economic collapse, and hunger continue to drive people across the Limpopo. Some come legally. Many do not. They slip through porous borders, bribe officials, or enter using fake documents. Once inside, they blend into townships, taking up low-paying jobs, starting small businesses, or in some cases, turning to crime. It's a mix of survival and exploitation. And when something like this hijacking happens, it brings all of that tension to the surface. You see, South Africans are not just angry about the crime. They're angry about what they see as government failure. How are four armed foreigners able to roam the streets, hijack a man in broad daylight, and only get caught by chance? Where's the border control? Where's immigration enforcement? Where's the leadership? And this is where the pressure on government skyrockets. Politicians have been tiptoeing around the immigration issue for years, afraid of offending neighbors, international partners, or being branded xenophobic. But the people are losing patience. They want action. They want protection. And they want answers. Police have confirmed that the suspects will face charges of armed robbery, illegal possession of firearms, and illegal entry into the country. They are expected to appear in court soon. But many are already saying that jail isn't enough, they must be deported and banned for life. And not just them. People are calling for nationwide sweeps, border reinforcements, and stricter immigration controls. On the flip side, human rights organizations are warning against painting all migrants with the same brush. They're calling for calm, for due process, and for the media not to fan the flames of xenophobia. They argue that South Africa's crime problem is deep-rooted and not solely the fault of foreigners. That poverty, corruption, and poor policing are the real culprits. And while that may be true, in the eyes of many South Africans, this case is the last straw. The victim of the hijacking has been left traumatized. Friends say he's barely spoken since the incident. One moment he was driving home, the next he had guns in his face and his life on the line. That fear, that constant fear, is what so many South Africans live with every day. And when that fear is linked to foreign criminals, the emotional backlash is swift and unforgiving. So now the country is on edge. Communities are calling for more patrols. WhatsApp groups are buzzing with alerts. People are suspicious of every unfamiliar face. And amidst it all, the real question remains, how do we balance compassion with security? How do we protect the vulnerable without falling into hatred? And how do we fix a broken system that allows criminals, foreign and local, to thrive? This story is far from over. It's not just about 4 men and a hijacked car. It's about a country at a crossroads, trying to decide what kind of society it wants to be. One that welcomes the stranger, or one that builds higher walls. One that seeks justice, or one that runs on revenge. Thanks for watching, fam. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What should happen to the 4 arrested Zimbabweans? Is this proof of a bigger crisis, or just an isolated crime? Let's talk about it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unfiltered updates straight from the streets. This is where the real stories live. Stay safe out there.